Hi, George Manolis here from Synergy for Success. Welcome. This is our third blog, that's blog number 3, relating to how to navigate working in the remote workplace. And it's been quite a journey the last 6 weeks for many organisations. We've seen a lot of organisations display their agility, their ability to be flexible in the manner in which they work. I've seen senior executives and middle management and admin and sales teams and call center people all starting to understand that we've got to be flexible in today's environment. Many people have been redeployed to working from a remote workplace. Some people have been asked to go on leave, week on, week off, or 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Some people have been laid off. That's been a situation. But guess what? There's light at the end of the tunnel. I can tell you that the signs, the indicators for us from the corporate perspective is that organizations are now starting to commit to recruitment once again. Organizations are starting to consider what their sales team will look like in 4 to 6 weeks' time. Organizations are starting to consider that they will be able to lift the travel bans and start knocking on doors of their clients at a local level anyway. In addition, we've noticed that definitely 70% of organizations are working remotely, and productivity has been reported as about 80% of normal levels. So well done, Australia. We're doing really well at the moment. What we have discussed in blogs number 1 and 2 have been items such as how to keep your team motivated, how to build your remote workplace, how to make sure that we're communicating correctly with each other, how to ensure that our resources are working okay. And in today's blog, we are going to talk about items such as who do we call during this situation? Is it okay to prospect? Is it okay to call existing customers in this situation? So let's launch off on this right now. So the burning question that we're asked regularly by sales team members is that, is it really okay to prospect in this crisis situation? And my view is emphatically yes, definitely. Let's continue to prospect. Let's continue to use all of the same type of prospecting techniques that we've been using before. Certainly telephone, we're very passionate about that. If you're an email prospector, continue doing that. LinkedIn's becoming very acceptable as a prospecting tool today, so feel free to reach out to people on LinkedIn. Text messages seem to be working quite well at the moment as well. I never thought I'd say that, and however, the situation is changing globally with SMS text messages, and of course, keep that prospecting going. Choose a target. How many calls are you going to make per day? Is it going to be 20, 30, 40? You know, depending upon what your business model is and how complex the calls are. So set a target. What's been really interesting in this crisis situation is that we need to reinvent the manner in which we measure KPIs. That's really crucial. So start to measure how many calls you're making and what the results are. Now, assuming that you're calling on people who are in essential services, then you're not going to get a lot of kickback. If you're calling people who are possibly now non-essential services, who are shut down and are in a world of pain, you may get some pushback when you call them. Be prepared for that. If you happen to strike a potential person such as this, and that's really unfortunate for them, you must feel really empathetic towards this situation. You must apologize. You must let them know that you're calling out to all the industry, making sure that everyone's okay and offering any support that you're able to offer them. So you can turn those situations around. So once again, make sure that you're calling people that are in the essential services game who are still operating, and you're going to find that people in essential services are actually increasing their usage of products and services. In fact, in some industry sectors, we have found that sales to certain industries have doubled. So don't be afraid of getting on that phone, making those calls and prospecting. Finding is people are becoming more familiar with making video calls such as Zoom and Skype and all the other types of platforms that are available. So start to make video calls something that you're incorporating in your routine, because what will happen is that if you start using some video calls in the future, it's going to increase your effectiveness as a salesperson. It's becoming much more widely accepted now. Okay, so continue prospecting, measure the number of calls, log it into CRM. Remember, if it's not in CRM, then it hasn't happened. Okay, we're having salespeople all over the country, in Australia and New Zealand, reporting massive inquiries by making telephone calls and sending emails. Keep up the great work. The next issue is, are you an organization that's keeping in touch with their existing customers? And by that I mean, are you keeping in touch with the 2 or 3 categories of clients that you've got? Number one is the top 20% of your customers that are bringing in 80% of your revenue. You must be sending them the love. You must be keeping them in the loop with your EDMs or any newsletters you might be sending them. You must be calling them. You must be conducting face-to-face meetings by video and Zoom calls and Skype, and finding out how they're going, finding out what issues they're having, asking them how you can help them more. Is it time to scale up services or scale down services, or are they asking for adjustments in price? These are all things that you need to be discussing with your customers. Just remember, if you're not offering support to your customers right now, then in 2 or 3 months' time, they may possibly move and try the services of your competitors. Your competitors who, during the situation, have been knocking on their doors and offering them information on how to lock down the business, or how to increase their profits, or how to make their life easier in general. So please be one of those customers, one of those suppliers that's keeping in touch with their customers. How about the other 80% of your customers that represent 20% of your sales? What are you doing with them? Are you sending out EDMs? Are you calling some of the important ones? Are you following up on outstanding quotes? Are you updating your CRM system? So many things to do. But once again, as we discussed in blogs number 1 and 2, you personally must keep motivated. You must remain on top of your game. You must have your to-do list. You must be reporting back and communicating. And don't forget to keep in touch with all your colleagues in the business, be they salespeople or from accounts or admin or management. Video call them, ask them how they're doing, make sure that they're okay. We need to make sure that we're all going to survive at the end of the situation as real agile companies with less operating costs, higher profits, and with an incredible scope for the future. Hope you got some benefit out of today's blog. This is George Manolis from Synergy for Success Industries. Please, if you like what you're seeing, hop onto YouTube, Manolis TV, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you tick notifications so you get notified of any future blogs. And if you need to reach out to us, there is an email address shown below. Feel free to email us at info@sfsi.com.au with any questions or requests. And also, if you'd like to call us, please call the 1300 number listed below, and we'd be delighted to have a chat with you. If you're looking at organising any conferences, be they by Zoom, or you want some face-to-face training when all these restrictions are lifted, also make contact or reach out to us. We'd be delighted to book some sessions in for your team. George Manolis, Synergy for Success, broadcasting from the Manolis TV YouTube channel. Thanks for listening, and looking forward to seeing you at the next session. Thank you.